Every front-end project needs a few things like a runtime, a package manager, a linter, a formatter, a test runner, a bundler, and normally each one has its own config file. But what if all of that was just one tool? This is basically Vite Plus. It's one tool chain that put Vite and then Vitest, then ESLint, then Vite, then a roll down behind a single command called VP. So in this video, we are going to create this just simple to-do application using Vite Plus. So let's get started. Most developers know Vite as a front-end bundler, but Vite Plus is much bigger. It combines development, testing, linting, formatting, builds, and more into a single development workflow. You can see here you can create, dev, check, test, and build. So let's try to install it. Basically, I'm going to install on my Mac OS. I'm going to copy this one, then just paste that to my terminal, then hit enter. So let's take a look how we can use this Vite Plus. So here we already do that. And the next thing is we can run vp create. This is basically to create a new project. We can run vp install to install dependency, vp dev to start the development in the server, check to format, lint, type check, test to run JavaScript tests, build to build productions, right? So first I like to cd to my document / develop. Then from here, I'm going to run vp create. Then as you can see, command not found. I'm not sure we already installed it. Or I think we need to just restart the iterm or the terminal. I hope this works. cd to document develop, then vp create. There we go. As you can see, it works. So what is Vite Plus monorepo? So in here, you can create a workspace containing multiple packages. For Vite Plus application, this is basically will create a normal front-end application powered by Vite. For example, React, Vue, Solid, and etc. Right? And also Vite Plus library, it's basically, you can use that to create a reusable package or a library. So I'm going to select the Vite application. For the package name, I'm going to say my to-do app or whatever, right? Then I'm going to use pnpm. Then as you can see here, we can select which coding agent instruction file should Vite Plus create. So basically you can create agent.md. This is for codecs and open code and similar agent. You can create cloud code for cloud code, Gemini, and etc. So of course, I'm going to select this agent.md. This is for my open code. So I'm going to hit enter. Then I'm going to use, yes, VS Code, hit enter, initialize the Git repository. Of course, I'm going to say yes. Set up pre-commit hooks to run formatting, linting, yes. Alright, this is done because I want to see the code. I like to open that on my Visual Studio Code. Now let's try to running the vp dev to running the development server. Let's take a look. It opened 5173. Let's try to see that. And this is the result. Great. So let's try to build the application. So basically, this is my prompt. Build a simple to-do app. I need input box and list show all to-do, checkbox, and etc. Just simple to-do application. Then I'm going to paste that in here to my open code, then try to run it. All right, as you can see, this is done. And also it already running the VP check and all is passes cleanly. Super nice. So let's see the final result. Here we go. If I typing 1 here, hit enter, it works. 2, enter, 3, enter, yes. And also the check here, it also works. Love it. Delete also works. Everything just works. As you can see on this check, basically we can run vp check dash fix. So this basically will run the format and run auto fixer. So let's try to run it. But first we need to have like an error of the format of the lint and error of the type. So this is basically the prompt to adding like a small code quality issue. And it's kind of like a formatting issue, the lint, the type as well. So I'm going to copy this prompt. Right, so we will get some error just to try demo of the vp check fix, right? All right, this is done. So let's try to running that on another terminal. I'm going to run vp check in here. So let's see. As you can see, we have the formatting issue found on this source app.tsx, found formatting issue in one file. So we can running this to fix it basically. So now let's try to running vp check dash fix. All right, this is the result. As you can see, we have some error in here. First is lint or type issue found. So basically on the app.tsx, on this line, use effect is imported here. Use effect is imported but never used. So that's the first error. Then we also have this one in here. This will fail is declared but never used. Also, there's other error, right? That's cool. But as you can see in here on the code, we can still see the variable not used in here, the use effect declare but never read in here. So basically, this dash dash fix is only touch things it's 100% sure are safe. Spacing, quote, semicolon, that adjusts style, and that's safe to be removed. For example, I'm going to add space in here. Then I'm going to use one quote in here and then space as well. Let's try to running that. I'm going to save that first. Yes, let's try to running. Then as you can see now, it's just remove the space, right? And also remove change the quote in here to use double quote right now. So now let's try to fix all this error here using the prompt. Then this is my prompt, fix the remaining VP check issue in app.tsx, remove the unused variable, then etc. So let's try to see. Alright, this is done and there is no error right now. Cool. The next thing is let's try to running VP build for the production. So I'm gonna copy that, then running that on my terminal here. Here we go. So let's take a look. It's done super fast. We have this right here. Then we can run VP preview right now. And this is basically the link that we can open it. All right, so this is basically the production build. If I typing something in here, as you can see, it just works and pretty fast. I love it. Pretty cool. Everything just works.